I am Iron Man. I held the false notion.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a legend, a man whose story is bigger than Hollywood, a man whose character isn't just something he played on screen, it's who he became. The world knows him as Tony Stark. We know him as Iron Man. The hero who kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe and made billions of fans believe in something greater. His name is Robert Downey Jr., and even though his final snap happened back in 2019's Avengers Endgame, in real life, he is still Iron Man. This is the unbelievable story of how Robert Downey Jr. wasn't chosen to play Iron Man by accident. It was destiny. So buckle up, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Because today we are diving into why Robert Downey Jr. will always be the one and only Iron Man. Let's begin. Part 1. The fall before the rise. Before the superhero spotlight, Robert Downey Jr. was fighting battles that no villain could match. He grew up surrounded by fame. His father was a filmmaker. His mother was an actress. Movies were his playground. He got his first acting role at only 5 years old. That might sound like a dream, but a childhood built in Hollywood isn't always sunshine. His father struggled with addiction, and our DJ fell into the same darkness very young. He became known not for his acting skills, but for his arrests, court cases, and rehab visits. It was tragic watching a man so talented fall apart. By the late 1990s, he had nearly lost everything: his career, his relationships, his freedom. Most people would have given up. Most people would have accepted defeat. Robert said no. He decided to fight. He built himself back from the ground up. He took small roles, worked every day to regain trust that Hollywood thought he could never win back. This is already the arc of a superhero, a broken person rebuilding their life, a real Tony Stark origin story. Part 2. The role he was born to play. Flash forward to the early 2000s. Marvel Studios is planning something huge, a movie about Iron Man. At the time, Iron Man wasn't even close to being a household name. Marvel had no Spider-Man, no X-Men, no Fantastic Four. Those rights were owned by other studios. All they had was Iron Man and a dream for something big. Jon Favreau, the director, wanted only one man to play Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. Everyone else thought he was crazy. RDJ was considered a risk, a big one. Studios did not trust him because of his past. Favreau didn't care. He saw what Tony Stark and RDJ had in common: a genius who made mistakes, a person who lost everything. A man who rebuilt himself into something extraordinary. Life was imitating art. Or maybe art was imitating life. Marvel finally agreed. Robert Downey Jr. got the chance. And once Iron Man hit theaters in 2008, everything changed. He was so perfect for the role that fans quickly forgot there was ever a time where he was in Tony Stark. He didn't just act, he transformed. Part 3. He built the MCU with his bare hands. Let's be honest. Without Iron Man, there is no MCU, no Avengers, no cinematic universe that rules the box office today. Robert Downey Jr. wasn't just an actor in a Marvel movie. He became the face of the entire franchise. He gave Tony Stark his wit, his humor, his heart. His improvisation made scenes iconic. That moment where Tony says, "I am Iron Man." Yes, that was RDJ, off script, straight from his soul. That line became legendary. It wasn't the only time his real personality shaped the MCU. His swagger, his charm, his confidence, his vulnerability. All of it made Tony Stark feel real. The audience grew up with him through Iron Man 2, 3 Avengers, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. Over 11 years, he carried the universe. Marvel wasn't just hiring an actor, they were crowning a king. Part 4. Hero off-screen. Being a hero in movies is one thing. Being a hero in real life matters more. Robert Downey Jr. uses his success to help others. He donates to charities. He visits kids in hospitals. He inspires countless people who are going through the kind of struggles he once faced himself. He openly talks about his failures, his recovery, and his personal growth. He wants people to know that no matter how bad life gets, you can always rise again. Just like Iron Man rose through the rubble in that first suit. And here is something even more incredible. RDJ has taken the Iron Man legacy beyond entertainment. Tony Stark built technology to improve the world. Now Robert is doing something similar. He has launched organizations focused on clean energy and environmental progress, real Stark Industries vibes. He is using science, innovation, and influence to make a positive difference. That isn't acting. That is who he is. Part 5. The snaps seen around the world. Avengers Endgame gave audiences a moment that will never be forgotten. After the long fight with Thanos, after years of sacrifice and struggle, Tony Stark saves the entire universe with one move, one line, one snap. I am Iron Man. Those words hit harder than any explosion in the movie. It was a line filled with history, filled with heart, filled with the real story of Robert Downey Jr., a reminder that heroes can come from the darkest places. Sometimes the person who has fallen the hardest can rise the highest. People cried because they weren't just losing a character. They were saying goodbye to a journey that helped shape their own lives. Tony Stark's ending made fans look back at Robert's beginning. The world realized something precious. Robert Downey Jr. didn't just play a hero, he lived like one. Part 6. He still wears the suit. Just invisible now, even though his time in the MCU came to an end. No one forgot who built that universe. Marvel might bring in new characters, new stars, new movies.
That's fine.
But the foundation remains the same. Robert Downey Jr. remains the heart of the MCU. Fans still can't stop talking about possible returns, cameos, flashbacks, multiverse appearances. Why is that? Because Iron Man is not a costume. Iron Man is the mind, the strength, and the courage behind the armor. RDJ still has all of those things. Here's the truth fans know. Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man not because of the suit, but because of the man inside it. Part 7. Legacy of a real hero. There are actors who play superheroes and then go home. There are actors who become pop culture symbols. Then there is Robert Downey Jr., who turned a character into hope for millions of people. His legacy is simple and powerful. Falling is not the end of the story. Getting back up is. He inspires people dealing with addiction, people facing rejection, people trying to rebuild their lives. He represents second chances, shows that redemption is possible, that no matter how far you fall, you can rise again and become someone incredible. Iron Man is a superhero who built his own greatness. Robert Downey Jr. did the same. Part 8. Why he will always be Tony Stark. Think about Iron Man's journey. A flawed genius, a man learning how to be better. A leader who eventually sacrifices everything for others. Now think about Robert's journey. A troubled young actor, someone who hurt himself and people around him. Then a man who healed, who changed, who inspired the world through his art and his actions. It's the same story told in two different worlds. In comics, Iron Man saves people with technology. In life, Robert saves people with his story. Tony Stark once said, "Sometimes you have to run before you can walk." That sounds like Robert: confident, imperfect, constantly moving forward, growing, learning, becoming a symbol of hope. Fans may someday accept a new Iron Man on screen. It is normal for superheroes. But Robert Downey Jr. will always be the original, the one who made Iron Man loved everywhere. So why is Robert Downey Jr. still Iron Man in real life? Because he came back from his worst moments like a hero. He used his talent to build something massive and inspiring. He uses his influence to help make the world better. He reminds people they can rise after falling. He made us believe in the power of transformation. And most importantly, he connected Tony Stark's heart to his own. That bond will never be broken. His legacy will live for generations. Robert Downey Jr. is a real-life redemption arc, a real-life superhero. Is Iron Man in every way that matters. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more videos like this, smash that like button. Comment below your favorite Iron Man moment and let me know who you want me to cover next. Subscribe for more powerful stories about the actors, heroes, and legends that shaped our world. Thank you for watching. Keep believing, keep rising. Remember,